Welcome back to Newsmaker Live. We have a call on the line already, so we'll go to that call. Good evening, caller. Thanks for holding.
Good evening, Clinton, and good night to your guest, Darrel.
Good evening.
I hope you all have your helmets on. Darrel, I am proud of you. I find that you are doing a very good job. You know, I find that you are able to market the Independent Day celebrations. However, I was expecting you to come in some kind of colors that depict that also, you know. Clinton, you also, I think your dressing, I don't know if the TV is playing tricks on me, but to me, in my opinion, I don't see the two of y'all having anything.
My tie actually is blue, white, and yellow, right, Darrel?
Yes,
My jacket is blue.
Okay, but you know, Darrel, however, I was also expecting to see a flag in the background. But
okay.
but notwithstanding, I think that independence shouldn't be about a day. The word independent, you know, it entails a large variety of things. Number one, we need to tell the people, Darrel, that we need to be independent thinkers. We need to start to think for ourselves. The politicians also have to play a role in making the nation know that they themselves need to be independent. They must not rely. I mean, some people in the year 2013 are relying on politicians to buy cooking gas for them and the basic commodities that they have to sweat and work for. So you see, it entails a large variety of things which I haven't seen you expounding on, Darrel. I know that your grammar is vast, so you should expound on that. We have to be conscious when the national anthem playing, some people scratching themselves, some people sitting down. All these things solutions have to be aware of. So whereas we need to be conscious and we need to kind of sensitize the public for Independence Day, which I will support, we need to get the people aware that they need to be independent thinkers and be independent people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you very much. And I take your point as well, and we'll try to get our national flag here for
in the background.
Yeah, in the background for the other shows for this month at least. So I take that point, and about
all of your points were well taken. And absolutely spot on. But I thought I did allude to the fact that it is not just political independence. I guess I did not go down and break it down in that same way, but that's exactly what I was alluding to, that we need more than just political independence, but a sense of economic and cultural independence.
We have another caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Please go ahead. Hi, caller. Please go ahead. Okay, I don't think that caller is ready, so we'll disconnect this one. Yeah, I mean, independence is a time where you just reflect and you say, okay, well, we're growing, we have left this point and we're moving to another, and you know, it's a journey. It's not something that just happens overnight. You just don't wave a magic wand and bam, you're independent. You know, it goes through a process, and our process was, you know, difficult to some extent, but then it was something that we were prepared for, and we demanded.
And I think also we had to recognize the degrees of independence. I mean, we're not going to be totally, I mean, when they say independent, as in detached, you know. But I think to the previous caller, the caller's point, it's about how people feel about themselves, or whether we are dependent in our posturings and our behaviors and our attitudes, and who are we dependent on.
We have another call. Good evening, caller. Please go ahead.
Yes, good evening, Clinton, and pleasant good evening to Mr. Montrope.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, Mr. Montrope, you have said it very eloquently well tonight. But what I would have liked to see is that when it comes to independence, that we would have had more awareness, especially like from around the preceding year, October, November, so that we could have a series of lectures, just like what we would have had for the Wainwright Memorial Lecture. You know, we could that could end compromising in the independence and celebrations, sporting activities. And I think one thing I find that have not been established, Mr. Montrope, and also Clinton as a media practitioner, is that the color of the flag, the Sicilian blue, I think we have not been able to get it right. And my good friend Afa has been on a crusade for that for the last 10 years or so. And I think I would really like to see something in that direction as far as the flag is concerned. And also, I think there is some concern that the national flag supposed to be on, I think, if my memory serves me right, on the right side of your vehicle.
Correct.
Yeah. And I think these are some of the basic things that we need to get to get it right. But it is a step in the right direction, Mr. Montrope. I see you with all the zeal and everything. I hope that God forbid, like next year we can have an early start and have more programs. And I would really like to see the lecture, especially the Wainwright Memorial Lecture.
All right, thank you very much. And we have started planning for next year already, you know,
Yes.
so part of the 34th anniversary planning is, you know, encompasses 35. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, so the point is taken as to the time frame and the kinds of activities. But we at least at the National Committee, we too are also saying it's not just wait for the National Committee to start planning and listing out some things. But the point is taken that there needs to, everyone really, and that's perhaps really where the challenge is, everyone needs to talk up independence and what's the significance and what we're building to. Certainly we agreed that 34 was not a milestone year, and so some things were a little different, but 35 being the milestone year, you will certainly have more activities. So for milestones, the activities usually run roughly a whole year of activities for the milestone period. So we certainly couldn't, within this particular, for this year's celebration, do as an extensive calendar of activities and then to try to do the same for 35, which would have been the milestone year. As far as the flag colors, I mean, this is a serious enough issue, and we have been taking steps to correct that, because it's one thing for us to say cerulean blue, but there, even within the context of that color scheme of cerulean blue, there are many different shadings of cerulean blue. So we used to in the past allow persons in with cerulean blue, but the actual thing should be, in terms of cerulean blue, it should be 100 cyan, you know, so that the proper color would always be. Now there is, I mean, customs have a right to deny or detain any flag that is not the appropriate color, you know, and so these are steps that have already been taken to you know, to arrest that particular problem. So in the next couple of years, or not the years, I mean, as we're moving out, you'll see some things faded out and the right, you know, color palette be established.
But how have we been able to make a mistake with that for so long? Is it an issue of mass production where you have our flags being produced in other countries, so there's not much care taken, you know, for the color?
I don't think that's a simple problem. I mean, because as I say, the color was cerulean, or we always understood it as cerulean blue. But even on what is there, are at least 6 or 7 shades that can be considered cerulean blue. The proper coloring, as per Sir Dunstan's palette or his intent, was the 100 cyan, and so this is what people perhaps had not understood or had not yet been explicated to people. So because they were bringing in cerulean blue, and many of those different shades are still cerulean blue, so they weren't wrong in the sense of the cerulean color, but they were not the exact palette or patina that Sir Dunstan, Honorable Dunstan had selected, and so that will be corrected. Or
Yeah,
is there corrected?
I would love to see that happen, because I mean, I'm not sure if other countries have that same problem, but I know it is chronic
Yeah.
with us. We have all shades of blue.
We do.
We have royal blue, we have dark blues, we have, you know, light blues, sky blue,
Yeah.
but we don't seem to get the
We
color right.
haven't gotten it correct.
Let's take another break. When we come back, we'll continue with your calls and our discussion on Independence 2013. Stay with us.